So you want to hire a virtual assistant, but you've never done it before. Or maybe you've already hired a few, but it just ends up never working out. I've hired hundreds of independent contractors. Today I'm sharing 9 things I wish I knew before hiring a virtual assistant. After this video, you'll know my exact process on how to attract hundreds of A-level talent to help you grow your online business. Make sure to stay till the end because the 9th reason is the exact reason of why I've been able to scale my agency to making over $30,000 a month passively. If we haven't met before, I'm Hanson and I'm your systems guy to help scale wealth, freedom, and growth. The first thing I wish I knew before hiring a virtual assistant is who should I hire? In order to know who you should hire, you need to label out all the steps that you do in your business that actually generates a positive result for you, like a predictable positive result. Once you have a list of all the things that you do that drive your business forward, you can now figure out what are the things that you need to keep doing that will move the needle and what are the other things that need to be done but can be delegated out. I use a decision matrix I personally created. All right, I am going to go over the task prioritization template with the matrix with you right now. So when you first open up the Google Sheets, you're gonna see everything laid out for you. Tasks, I'm gonna leave some examples in here for you. So basically all the tasks, the category, this just helps me figure out which department each task is. As you grow larger, you're gonna wanna hire managers eventually to manage certain positions, but this is helpful for you just to know what category you're hiring for. How much time you spend each week on each task, how much you enjoy it on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 meaning you don't enjoy it at all, and 10 meaning you love doing this activity and it gives you joy and infinite energy. So impact rating is just a measure of how much this moves the needle for your business, right? So to give you an example, on a scale, this is on a scale of 1 to 10. A 10 would be something that if you did it nonstop 24/7, you would make a ton of money or a growth or whatever your measuring stick is for your business. On a level of like 1, it's something that's not very important, okay? Notes here, these could be, let's say, as you lay these out and you understand how it works, you could outsource them so you know which tasks are being outsourced and delegated and all that. So this is how this task prioritization template works. Is what I would do if I were you is just replace each of these. Don't delete anything because this is all, they have like pre-scripted formulas and everything built into them. So what you'll do here is go up to file and just make a copy and you can start your own and then just replace them all. Okay, and if there's, you can just keep going down. You run into any problems, you can, see I hid some little formulas there. You can just like pull this all down. I think my team has already given you enough space to where it will not run out of space. But if you have issues with that and you have a ton of tasks, reach out to me and I can have my team send you another version to basically. But at this point, I think that anything around under 10 to 15 tasks is good enough. I don't think you should be listing out every little thing you do. Now, once all these are laid out, what will happen is you'll click on a matrix and this will automatically lay out all your tasks in levels of priority. So each of these are in quadrants. And so what my team has done is we have basically labeled out what are the criteria that you should outsource first. And in my opinion, the ones that fall into this area, high impact, low enjoyment, are the things I would try and focus on outsourcing first, just because you want to do the things that you really enjoy and drive you to basically get excited about moving your business forward. And if it's not something that is exciting you, you're not as excited to do it. So each one of these are prioritized based on the amount of time it takes. So this one will take the most amount of time, this one takes the less, and this one takes the less. So the idea of this matrix is to focus on the tasks that will drive the biggest impact to your business while also reducing reducing the amount of time you spend on it and giving back as much time as possible. So I would maintain trying to do as much as these as the your number 1 priority, and to outsource this one, this quadrant 3 first, which is high impact and you don't low enjoyment. Second one would be you want to outsource the low enjoyment and low impact. And then the third one would be high enjoyment, low impact. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to keep the tasks that you enjoy the most and outsource everything that you don't based on time. So every one of these are going to be ranked by the amount of time it takes. Sorry for having all these blank spaces. I threw this together so it's not as like pretty, but it gets the job done, meaning that if you look at here, I first want to outsource marketing and promoting the business. Then I want to outsource managing the business, managing client relationships, and then I want to move on to data entry and scheduling the posts. Now you can do these concurrently because in my experience, it's actually really hard to find really good people to do good work in this quadrant, but it's easier to find people to do here. So just focus on doing the top ones first, based on the amount of time it's going to save you, and really, really hone in. These are the needle movers here. You hire the people to take care of this. This is really going to move the needle on your business and save you a ton of time. So I hope that helps. The second thing I wish I knew before hiring a virtual assistant is, how do you pay them? Do you pay them hourly? Do you pay them with a salary? Do you pay them commission? This one rule of thumb helps me figure out how to pay someone for every hire that I take on for my business. It's the 5X rule of thumb. And what that means is that I make sure to get at least 5 times return on what I pay someone. So to give you an example, there are 3 ways that I focus on getting a return from everyone I hire in my business. The first way is they should make you money. The second way is they should save you money. And the third way is they should save you time. So for example, let's say you hire someone on board and you're paying them $1,000 a month. They can either bring in $5,000 a month in revenue, save you $5,000 in expenses each month, or save you at least $5,000 worth of your own time. And how I calculate that is take your hourly rate and figure out how many hours of that will equate to about $5,000. So let's say my hourly rate's $500. They need to save me at least 10 hours a month doing whatever they do that will actually make it worth me to pay them $1,000. I want to give you an example of who I have on my team, their positions, and how I've actually structured their pay based on giving me a 5X return. My social media manager, I have them on salary. My admin person, I pay them hourly. My operations managers, I pay them a salary. I have salespeople and I pay them full commission on whatever sales they bring in. I have an automations expert, I pay them hourly. And I have a graphic design and copywriter, which I pay them per project. I structured these ways for paying them, and it doesn't matter the amounts because I've calculated whatever they produce for me needs to at least give me a 5X return. That way I know no matter how much work they do, I know I'm profitable. The third thing I wish I knew before hiring a virtual assistant is to actually hire people who have already done the work that you're hiring them to do. I have a hack that I use on LinkedIn. I'm going to share how to do that and ensure that whoever you hire or whoever you're looking at hiring has already been through the growth process that you're trying to go through now. So what you'll do is you'll go to LinkedIn and you'll figure out who are the people that have a similar business to you that are significantly larger. Find them on LinkedIn, go to the recommendations tab and see who have they recommended in their LinkedIn profile. So I'm going to use an example just to show you how it works. So ideally, you want to get a list of like 5 or 10 people in your industry. The reason why is because they've already grown a company that's a business that's similar to yours, much larger, or they've been a part of that growth, and they can show you step by step what they did to grow through the problems that you're experiencing right now. If you're able to bring them onto your team, they can just replicate everything that was learned and done in the previous business. They can foresee pitfalls that you don't see. They can direct you into new streams of income. Like, this is my favorite hack. So I'm going to use someone, his name's Ryan Robinson. He's a blogger. And the reason why I want to use him is because I was building a website when I first figured out this method. And this was actually what I did. So I went to a bunch of bloggers. He was one of them. And then you scroll down, look at their recommendations. If you're lucky, you'll get a list of people that they've worked with in the past with their actual positions and the work they've done. So who has he worked with, right? This one basically helped with creating art. I worked with Juliet to create articles. This could be either, so this person is a writer and an editor. So this is someone I would pull out and I would just basically, create a Google Sheet and just be like, let's say whoever this person is, their LinkedIn, so I know who it is, and then I would just start adding in the people who I liked. So maybe I like this person, add her to the list, right? And maybe some notes here to be like, this is an editor, writer, and then just start going down the list. Once I have a list of people that I'm interested in either hiring or talking to, I'll reach out to them, set up a call, and if they're outside my budget, 9 times out of 10, they will know someone with the exact same skills or similar skills that you need at a much lower cost. So just ask them for a recommendation. You can also look at the dates. This is the most recent one that this person worked with, so maybe I want to find someone who has grown with Ryan from the very beginning. So you can scroll down and find out, okay, this content writer, they worked with each other since 2019. So maybe add this person as a content writer, digital marketing. You can go to each one and figure out new positions that you may not even think about like hiring for, right? Let's see, this is a motion designer. Maybe you want to hire someone for motion graphics. This might be someone. So I would just cherry pick from this list of people. I mean, he's giving so many recommendations. This is literally a gold mine. This is just from one person. And so I would just fill this list out. And then once I have the list, I would just click on each one and they will take me directly to this person's LinkedIn profile. I'll shoot them a message. If you have LinkedIn Premium, that's easy. If not, you can maybe look in here to find their connect. I did not want to do that, but maybe I'll connect with her now. But you can find out their contact info and you can email them. Sometimes they leave the emails, but just reach out and say, hey, I saw your testimonial on Ryan Robinson's page, and I wanted to reach out to you and see if you have any capacity to work with someone. If not, I'd still love to chat and learn about what you're working on. Maybe we can help each other. Get on the phone or get on a Zoom with them and figure out how you can work with this person, or if they're out of your budget or they're busy or whatever the reason is, they can't work with you. Find out if they know, like, this is what I'm building. I'm trying to build the exact same business model as Ryan Robinson or whoever. Can you give me any pointers? Like, really dig in there. It's not just, hey, can you work with me? And they're too expensive, then leave. You have their attention. Ask them, what are some things that you guys did that really helped ramp up Ryan's business? This is where I'm at. What are some things that I need to look out for where you struggled with? Do you know anyone else who is really good at what you do that might be interested? Like, ask for referrals. I mean, the point of social media is not just to like and comment on people's profiles, but to build relationships. So build relationships with these people. This is how you have a significant edge over other people who may just cold message a bunch of people and not build any relationships. So I hope that was helpful. This is one of my favorite hacks on finding incredible people that I know have been vetted by people I look up to in the industry to bring onto my team, to hire for consulting, to just bring into my network. So I hope you use this and use this knowledge for good. I use this strategy all the time when I feel stuck or I feel I'm plateauing to help get a catalyst for my growth to the next level. This is also a really great strategy to uncover things that you never thought of before by seeing how the inner workings of a business that is much more successful than yours and how they grew past the stage you're at right now. The fourth thing I wish I knew before I had a virtual assistant is to completely document everything into SOPs. This way, as I grow, it's easy to bring someone on board and quickly, without spending a lot of time, show them what you want them to do. Having clear SOPs in video form and also in written form allows you to scale effortlessly. And if you implement that from the beginning, it's not going to be hard to add and improve and update your SOPs as you grow. So let me show you how I currently create my SOPs quickly using Loom and ChatGPT. So I'm going to show you how to create really, really, really easy SOPs. Now that ChatGPT is out, this is my new process on creating SOPs. It's insane. So I'm going to use the last Loom video that we just went over, and I'm going to use the entire video. So in Loom, you can go to the transcript and So if you just go right here over the Loom video, review transcript, it'll pop it open. Up here, copy a transcript, and I go to ChatGPT, and I just write in, this is a transcript from a Loom video that shows viewers how to find potential hires from LinkedIn profiles using the recommendations section. Create a concise and easy to follow SOP of this process. And I just paste the transcript in there and go. And so what this will allow you to do is now you just create a Loom. You share this Loom with whoever you're hiring as the first part of the SOP, but some people like step-by-steps. So you can create these step-by-steps to give them as a checklist, or you can put it into a Google Sheets and put it into Notion. Like, this is incredible. The technology we have at our fingertips now, I mean, I'm so glad we're living this time. So what you can also do is steps into a table, so it's an easy to follow checklist. So now I can have it write into a table, the exact steps here. And what I would do if you want to go even further is you could take screenshots to basically add to each, like maybe a screenshot click here or add it to next of it. So each step, it's a foolproof SOP for people to follow as you scale your business. So let me know what you think about that. That was awesome. The fifth thing I wish I knew before hiring a virtual assistant is to take the time to actually lay out in words what I'm really looking for. I want people to apply for the position I'm looking for that are really interested and have the skills that I need, not just random people who want a job. Okay? In order to do that, you need to have very precise job descriptions, and I'll show you how I do that. One really good resource for good templates for job descriptions is Upwork. They have hundreds and hundreds of job postings, and from those postings, they created a resource guide for you to model a really, really in-depth job description after. I'll leave the link for you in the video description. I also use ChatGPT to help write job descriptions. So what I'll do is I'll create a voice note on Otter AI, use that transcription to really hone in on what I'm looking for in hiring someone. For example, I'll start Otter AI, hit record, and say, I'm looking for a social media manager, is very experienced at creating Instagram Reels, has skills in video editing like Alex Hormozy and Gary Vaynerchuk, edits in software like DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere Pro, knows how to post on many different social platforms like Instagram, Reels, YouTube Shorts, knows how to create really engaging and catchy headlines, knows how to utilize ChatGPT to create ideas for headlines and script out videos, and can show a track record of growing Instagram accounts from 50,000 and above. Once Otter AI has that transcription, I can take that, throw it into ChatGPT, and have ChatGPT create a job description by just basically saying, take everything from this voice transcription and make it into a job description for me because I'm looking for a social media manager. ChatGPT does an extremely efficient job of doing this, and I'll just take that job description and put that job description in places where I know the people I'm looking for hang out. Okay, I want to walk you through how you can use ChatGPT to easily come up with job descriptions where you can place in any community you want. So let's say I want to hire a salesperson. I am hiring a remote sales person to do position. And so go ahead and enter. And what's really cool is it will automatically write you a job description, and you can tweak it. You can tweak it however you want. I don't go too much in depth in this. So I would just copy all that and post it with the link to the application that we're going to drop into different Facebook groups. All right. Hope that was helpful. ChatGPT is awesome. The sixth thing I wish I knew before hiring a virtual assistant is, in order to attract the best talent, the cream of the crop across the board, you need to attract a lot of candidates. Let me give you an example. Harvard recently had over 61,000 applicants for the class of 2026. From the 61,000 applications, only 1,954 people were accepted. Now, the reason why they're the top university in the entire nation is because they attract so many people that want to go there. And that allows them the freedom, the flexibility, and the option to choose the best in every area that they're looking for to bring to their university. You want that mindset. You want a lot of people to want to work for you, so you have the ability and the options to choose who are the top players to bring onto your team to help you grow. This brings me to the seventh thing that I wish I knew before hiring a virtual assistant: where to put these job descriptions to attract hundreds of people to apply to work with me in my companies. Now, most people, when they think of where do you post job descriptions, they'll think of Upwork or Fiverr or maybe some job boards. And you'll get some decent applicants, but it's just a lot of junk. You know, the quality is not that high on those, and because the quality is not that high, a lot of people charge much lower rates. So if you are someone that's high, it's really hard to stand out because people are looking at price points on these platforms, which you don't want to do. Instead, you want to go to places where you can attract really highly skilled people who are living in lower cost countries, because this is a place where you can really take advantage of labor arbitrage. My favorite places to post job descriptions to find people are expat communities. Usually these people are from first world countries like United States or Canada or the UK or anywhere in Western Europe, and they are attracted to a lifestyle that provides them freedom, location independence, and time independence. A lot of these people have left 9-to-5 jobs where they're getting paid six figures to do really, really high level stuff, where they have learned really highly desirable skills on YouTube, and they're using that to now start their practices or business or making money online. Those are my favorite people to hire because they have the intelligence and the drive to learn new skills and to help grow businesses. They may even have the experience, but they don't require the same level of income because their living expenses are significantly lower. So go to expat communities on Facebook. I created a list of over 100 Facebook communities for expats. If you want this list, I'll give it to you at the end of the video. The eighth thing I wish I knew before hiring a virtual assistant is to offer them a paid trial task first. A paid trial task will allow you to test if they can deliver on the actual thing that you're hiring them for. So for example, for me, I usually try to pick a paid trial task for under $50 that will only take them a few hours to complete. And how I usually decide on that task is I'll base it on a smaller deliverable of what I'm hiring them for. So for example, if I'm hiring someone to cut up a bunch of long form videos into smaller pieces of content, I may give them one long form video podcast, and I'll have them work on it for an hour to see how many little clips can they pull out and create. So each one of those little clips is a deliverable. Let's say they pull out 3 short form pieces of content in an hour. I will base, okay, if this person's charging me $20 an hour, then I'll just break that down into 3. So I'm basically paying about $7 for each deliverable that they send me. So when I first start, I don't really want to hire someone on salary because unless you're very experienced or you understand how they work, it's difficult to set an expectation at a salary level and then fill up that time. So what I'll say is okay, send me 20 short form videos each week, and I'm paying them $7 for each short form. I'll get them to the point where I know that, okay, if I'm paying them full time and they're producing at least that amount or more, then I'm making my money's worth, then we've actually built that working relationship over time, and I'm not just giving them a full-time position, paying them a salary where the risk is all on me to give them things to do throughout the day. Giving a paid trial task is the best way, I think, in minimizing your risk on them actually working full-time for you. So you can baby step into them having a salaried position as you know how they work and you're happy with the production, giving them more work until you're like, you know what? I trust you, we work well together, I understand your flow, now I can give you a salaried position. Every one of my salaried positions starts off with a trial paid task. I work them into giving deliverables and I pay for the deliverable, and then maybe hourly, and then eventually work them up to a salaried position. This is what I would recommend is the most effective way of learning who to set up as salary and who to pay on an hourly and who to pay on a deliverable type of payment. And finally, we get to our last point. The last thing that I wish I knew before hiring a virtual assistant is you gotta automate the entire process. The reason why you wanna automate as much as possible in this hiring process is because as you scale, hiring people is always going to be a thing that you do. In the beginning, you may not hire as much, but as you grow, you'll start hiring more often and people won't work out. You need a faucet to turn on and off the stream of applicants into different positions of your entire business as you scale. So you're not spending loads of time setting up applications and getting in applicants and just picking the person that is the least or the best of the people that you attract. You can actually attract A-level talent. And so what I've used is you can use a service called Workello. I actually know the owners and they have a fantastic service. It's a bit more expensive, but it's all laid out for you, and they automate this entire process that we just went over on hiring remote workers. But if you're on a lower budget and you want to build it yourself, I've actually laid out what I've actually built on my own using Airtable. You can grab the entire guide on my hiring process on how I attract and hire A-level talent, remote workers, and at the end of that guide, I actually leave you a link where you can create and download your own version that automates every step of the process, and I'll walk you through how to set that up on Airtable. So, if this was helpful, let me know in the comments and give it a like. Thank you.